Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Steve from UCAN English Tutoring. In this video, I'm going to assess one of my students' OET letters and provide feedback on each assessment criteria plus the overall score. Let's start the assessment now. You have written down the date on the top, that's good, and that's in the appropriate format as well. I'm happy with that. So the addressee is a dietitian, isn't it? Good. Dietitian, Department of Nutrition and Diabetes, no, sorry, dietetics, Beaumont Hospital, Gold Coast. Okay, all good. I'm happy with that. Dear dietitian, so you have addressed the dietitian correctly. I'm happy with that, with the correct spelling. Many students commit spelling here. Okay, instead of writing down TIAN, they do use CIAN, which is one of the common mistakes, but you haven't committed that. I'm happy with that. All right, then you have written down the address is okay. I'm muting you because there's a background noise. Okay, so you can use the headset if you don't mind, because that can prevent the background noise. Okay. All right, so you have written on the reference details, that is Jennifer Michael DOB. Instead of writing down DOB, it is highly recommended to write down date of birth. Okay, it is always recommended to expand all the abbreviations, date of birth. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. I'm writing to refer Miss Michael, who requires urgent assessment for swallowing function. And no, okay, let's say you are writing down for swallowing function. Okay, so you have to use the same form here as well. Okay, otherwise it's wrong. So what you should have done is, you could have mentioned for following swallowing function and monitoring of her nutritional status. Okay, that could have been much better, because that's in the same form, isn't it? So instead of writing down to monitor and to monitor, you can say and monitoring of her nutritional status. Okay, try not to change the verb plus ing form to to plus verb form in the same sentence after using and. It's wrong. Okay, so and to monitor. All right, so this one needs to be and monitoring of. Okay, that's how you should have written down. Okay, all right. Monitoring, okay, of her nutritional status. This spelling is correct. Good. Yeah, that's good. Nutritional status owing to a high risk aspiration. Owing to a high risk aspiration. Okay, you don't need to use here, due to high risk aspiration. That's it. Is not needed. Okay, high risk aspiration. Okay, so instead of that, what you should have done is, you should use high, and then there should be a hyphen in between. High risk, low risk. Okay, those kinds of phrases need an hyphen in between. Sorry, apart from that, it's good. I'm happy with that. Okay, Miss Michael was presented to our hospital on May. It's not on May. Okay, remember that for the month, if it is only the month and year, you have to use on in, not on. For example, you can say to our hospital in May 2017. It's not on May 2017. Okay, on May 2017. You should say in May 2017. Okay, so that's how you should write down. Okay, all right, and let's see whether the comma is correct or not. Okay, when you look at this, okay, you don't need to place a comma here. If you use this phrase in the beginning of a sentence, say for example, in May 2017, comma, Miss Michael was presented to the hospital with the complaints of, then that's correct. But this one is not correct. You don't need to place a comma here. Okay, when you write it down in the beginning, then you have to, otherwise you don't need to, because with the compliance, go with the, go together without any commas in between or without any punctuation marks. So comma need to be removed as well. Okay, you shouldn't write down the comma over there. So with the compliance of, it's not compliant. Okay, compliant is incorrect. Compliance is incorrect. It's compliant. The one with the T, okay, the one with the T is a noun. T. All right, sorry. Compliance. Okay. T, the one with the T is a noun. It's very simple. Tea for what? Tea is a hot drink. It is a noun. Okay. So you should have placed T. When you say without, when you write without n, sorry, without t, then it's not noun, it is a verb. Okay, so many people get confusion often in this case, but this is how, you have to identify them and spell them correctly. Okay, let's go to the next one. Complaints of unsteady gait as a result of stroke. Okay. It's only one complaint, isn't it? So you don't need to use compliance of. Okay, you can say compliant only with the compliant of. All right, you need to be a bit careful about the nouns that you use. If you use a plural noun, plural form of compliance, then you have to use at least more than one conditions or diseases or symptoms. You can't write down just only one and then you use compliance in the beginning. That's wrong. As a result of stroke, that's okay. A month ago, that's good. Here you have placed the punctuation mark correctly. This is good because you have written on in the beginning. Okay, so a month ago, Miss Michael has been experiencing sporadic throat clearing after eating, along with the occasional cough and shortness of breath associated with the increased respiratory rate. Okay, good. So this sentence is good. I'm very happy with that. Though it is a long sentence, you were able to write down without any grammatical mistakes. I'm very happy about that. Okay. So today, again, you need to place a comma here. And then at 17 hours, again, there should be a comma here. All right, because you're placing them in the beginning. So today at 1700 hours. Okay, let's say today. One minute. Today at 1700 hours. Okay, so what you should have done is you should have mentioned a comma today, comma at 1700 hours, comma, and then you have to write down the next one. Okay, all right. Miss Michael has continuous. Okay, good, you made it correctly. See, continuous, okay, needs to have two u, but previously used to write only continuous, that is CONTINOUS, but now it is correct, you are writing it correctly. But there is no gap between continuous and coughing, isn't it? It seems to me a single word. It's not good. You should have given a space. See this one, there's no much space between yes and c. So continuous coughing. So let's say continuous coughing. I mean the spelling is correct, but you should have separated them. Okay, continuous and then coughing. It didn't look like two words. Okay, unfortunately. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, continuous coughing and grabbing the throat and grabbing the throat with both hands also turned into blue color due to choking. Okay, grabbing the throat with both hands. No, no, no. It's not also turned into, both hands turned into. Okay, you can say blue color due to choking. Okay, all right. And grabbing the throat with both hands also turned into blue color due to choking. I mean, it's not a grammar mistake, but also is not needed. Okay, but that's okay. I mean, it's not a grammar mistake. I'm not really worried about this mistake because it's a recommendation only. Okay, let's go to the next one. However, solid food particles, don't use capital S here. It sounds to me like capital S. When you have to write down a small s, okay, you have to put like this. Like you have to draw from here and then you have to write down like this. Okay, it's like here, yes. So can you see that? You can unmute it and tell me if you have any questions. But that's how you need to write down, small s. Okay, solid
I
food.
meant that was a small letter only, sir, but is okay.
And see this one, for solid food particles, it's not food, it is actually particles. Particles is a plural noun, so you should have used were removed, isn't it?
Removed.
It's not
Okay.
was removed. So solid particles were removed. Okay,
Were
particles
removed.
was
Okay.
removed. So you have written on was removed, that's wrong. Okay, particles were removed, that's the correct one. Okay, that's the correct one. Okay, due to Solid food particles were removed from her mouth, and vital parameters were unremarkable. That's okay. Good. I'm happy with that. All right, let me go to the next one. Miss Michael has had diabetes mellitus, okay, since 2006. Why are you putting comma here? You should not do that. So since
Okay, sir.
comma 2006, remove the comma, please. Okay, since 2006, and then you have written on which was managed by diabetic diet.
By diabetic diet, sir.
That's okay. On observation, comma, she was confused. Okay, yep, she was confused and disoriented as a result of severe dementia. Okay. In addition, she is overweight to her age. Overweight to her age? No, overweight for her age. It's not to her
Okay,
age.
sir.
Okay, overweight. Okay, let's see. To her age. Yeah, to her age. It's for her age. Okay, for her age. All right, let's go to the next one. In view of the above, it would be highly appreciated if you could arrange immediate assessment to Miss Michael to prevent further episode of aspiration. It's not further episode, but you can say further episodes, isn't it? I mean, like it's not going to occur once only. Am I right?
Okay, sir.
I
Episodes.
mean, yeah,
Okay,
but
sir.
it's again to prevent, because episode and episodes are the countable nouns. Okay, episode is a singular noun, whereas episodes is a plural noun. If you would like to write down, the singular noun, you have to use prevent a further episode. Otherwise, it's better to use episodes. To
Episodes.
prevent, yes,
Okay, sir.
episodes would be much better. Prevent
Okay, sir.
further episode. Okay, episode. Instead of that, you should say prevent further episodes. Okay, that would be much better. All right, let's go to the next one for the episodes of. Okay, and then this one I forgot to tell you. Is this a comma?
Yes, sir. Comma, sir.
You should not write it down. Only if the sentence starts with the if. I mean, if you're reversing these two parts of the sentence, then you need to place a comma. I mean, in view of the
Okay, sir.
above, comma, if you could arrange immediate assessment to Michael to prevent further episodes of aspiration, comma, it would be highly appreciated. Yes. If this one goes to the final part of this sentence, then it is good. Then you have to place a
Okay.
comma. Okay, otherwise you should
Okay,
not.
sir.
Okay, so
Fine, sir.
appreciated. Okay, let's say appreciated, comma, if. Okay, remove the comma, please. All right. Okay, so stick to one thing. Okay, if you are really interested to use if in the beginning, if you want to use a comma after that, then you go for it. Stick to that structure. Don't change it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Should
sir.
there be any further queries? No, don't use queries, use questions, because questions is more formal than queries. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right, queries can be replaced with the questions. Okay, good. I think that's all the mistakes you have committed. Okay, yours faithfully, the registered nurse. Okay, care mark, elderly care. Good. It's not that bad. Okay, let's go through the case notes now and see if you have included all the relevant case notes. Okay, so it is all about, okay, you are a registered nurse at the dementia specific unit. Using the information in the case notes, write a letter to dietitian. Okay, this is even here they have committed the mistake. Okay, it is T. Okay, then they have printed out, I think they got a mistake. Anyway, at Department of Nutrition and Diabetics, Beaumont Hospital, Gold Coast. Okay. In your letter, explain relevant social and medical history and request the dietitian to visit and assess Miss Michael's swallowing function and nutritional status urgently due to a high risk of inspiration. Okay. Let's say Miss Michael swallowing function and nutritional status urgently, but they also asked you to explain relevant social and medical history. Okay, let's go through them. Yeah, I think aspiration is a plural noun. It can be plural noun as well, isn't it? I'm sorry. I think aspirations. Yeah, I think that's correct. I think due to a high risk, what you have mentioned is correct. It's a countable noun actually. Sorry, I forgot that. Okay, due to a high. Okay, high respiration. Yeah, that's correct. But just place an hyphen in between. Although they didn't mention over there, this is correct. Okay, so it's again still it's a mistake because you need to place an
No
hyphen in between.
worries.
Okay, yes.
Okay, sir.
Though they didn't mention, you have to. Okay, you have to place
Okay,
a hyphen
sir.
because in the case notes they don't use the symbols correctly. They don't use the abbreviations correctly. So you have to do that. Anyway, we'll go through the case notes now. Okay, Jennifer Michael, date of birth, that's all right. New resident of dementia specific unit, care mark, elderly care. Okay, good. Single under the Australian Guardianship and Administrator Council protection. Okay. Uh, Ischemic heart disease since takes, you don't need to mention that. Daily stroke, you don't need to mention that. It's all about dietitian. Okay. In 2017, diagnosed with the severe dementia, able to understand simple instructions. What is today's date? Did they mention anything about the date?
Sir, it was not mentioned about the date, sir, because for past 1 year she is in that hospital only, no, sir,
Okay, in
because
the
of the stroke.
elderly care. Yeah, elderly care.
Mm,
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right,
elderly
got
care.
it, got it, got it, got it. Okay, so diabetes mellitus, diabetic diet, yeah, this is important. Diabetic, diet, and this is also important. So severe dementia. Okay, simple instructions only, confused and disoriented. Because yeah, this is important as well. Yes. Okay, so 2017. That's okay. For the first two things, you don't need to include because they are not in any way relevant to, um, those things. But this one,
That
unsteady
stroke
gait or
means
gait.
already that off of the side is means
Oh, so
paralyzed,
she
no,
can't
sir.
eat.
So
Okay, she can't eat, right?
yeah, that is the
That's
thing
it.
she
Oh,
has
yeah.
as well, no,
Oh,
sir.
yeah, that's right. Unsteady gait. Okay, that is an issue. Okay, okay, yeah, got it. So yeah, this one is right. Yeah, this one is a relevant idea then. Okay, good. Let's go through the next one. Diabetes mellitus type 2. Since yeah, this is important because diet is a kind of relevant thing, to your dietitian. So you need to mention that. Okay. Osteoarthritis is not needed. I don't think so. It's only in relation to the knee, so it's not needed. So you didn't mention this, right? Did you?
No, sir, I did not
Good,
mention.
good. So this is not mentioned as well. This is not mentioned, I believe. So it's not needed. Weight gain, yes, this is important. Did you mention this one or not?
Yes, sir, she is overweight for her age.
Okay, for her age. Okay. All right. But in the last 5 months, she has gained weight, isn't it? You could have mentioned this one. Okay, so you could have told, okay, she's overweight for her age due to her recent weight gain. Okay, something
Okay,
like that.
sir.
Due to her recent
Okay, sir.
weight gain of 10 kilograms, or due to the significant weight gain in recent times. You could have mentioned it
Okay, sir.
because 10
Okay,
kilogram
sir.
is too much, isn't it? Otherwise, if you reduce it, I think it can be to some extent is it's all right. But in the last 5 months, there is a significant weight gain. Okay, so you should have mentioned that. Chronic constipation takes laxatives, PRN. Chronic constipation. Constipation is again an issue with the dietitian, isn't it? He needs to look at it. But I don't know
She's
whether
not,
he.
not prescribing any. She is not prescribing any medicine, no, sir. So I did not add into that.
But the problem is, okay, you need to know. Okay, I mean, you as a dietitian needs to know whether the patient has been already undergoing any issues with the constipations, because constipations is relevant to the dietitian, isn't it? It's relevant to diet. So
Okay, sir.
it is definitely needed. Yeah, this is one of the important case notes. You have missed it. No allergies to medications or food. I think you have mentioned the unremarkable or something, isn't it? Am I right? Did you mention this or
Yes,
not?
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes.
then it's okay. No teeth, has entire upper lower dentures, sometimes refuses to wear dentures due to confusion and disorientation. So she doesn't have teeth, right? Okay, but did you mention this or not?
No, sir. I did not mention that
Why?
because for teeth, for a dietitian, I thought it's not necessary because she is wearing the dentures and removing and keeping.
Okay,
That
but
also she is
sometimes.
confused. So she is
Mm,
not fixed also that one. So that it's not relevant for her. No.
okay, no teeth. Okay, let me see. The entire upper dentures sometimes refuses to wear dentures due to confusion and disorientation. All right, no teeth. Okay, yeah, that's all right. Increased appetite usually eats full portion of offered meals size and goes to. You need to include this. You need to include this. I mean, you don't need to tell exactly the same thing, but you can say, um, okay, in addition to her own meals, um, she eats others' food as well. Okay, foods and fruits, something like that. You could have
Okay,
mentioned
sir.
it. Due to which she has gained remarkable, body mass index, or you can say, higher body mass index, or due to which her weight is over. She is due to which she is overweight for her age. This is the reason. Do you know what I mean? Her appetite
Okay,
has been
sir.
increased, and because of which,
Increased.
so she started eating a lot. Okay, and then I will tell you one thing. See, the same information may be presented in more than one location, to make you confused, but you need to combine them together and then write it down. Say for example, in this case, this is there is an increased appetite for the patient. Okay, so she eats her meals plus she eats others meals as well, others food like bananas, biscuits, and all these. You don't need to mention all these things, but you have to simply say she eats others food as well, other residents food as well. Okay, that is important. And that's the
Okay, sir.
reason her body mass index, where is that? I think, yeah, weight gain here. Look at this.
Mm.
That's the reason, she has got a huge increment in her weight. So you should have
Okay,
mentioned
sir.
that. I think, yeah. So one, two important case notes are not that. Um, I mean, you didn't include those things, which is not good. No friends, lack of interest, but likes coloring and watching TV. Emotional dependence on nursing staff. Non-smoker, use of alcohol. Yes. Did you include this one? Did you mention anywhere like this?
No, sir. Non-smoker, no use of
But
alcohol.
dietitian, okay, let me tell you, dietitian, alcohol, drinking alcohol, and smoking can be associated, because if someone drinks alcohol, usually, if they drink enormously, it's going to affect their health status, which is again relevant to the dietitian. Okay, so you should have mentioned
Okay,
these
sir.
things. It's another one. So
Okay, that I did not think in that way, sir. Okay, sir.
yeah, I
That I
mean,
did.
yes. But drugs, even when you take drugs, like, you could have mentioned that she's a non-smoker and a non-drinker. That's it. You don't need to use, like,
Okay.
no use of alcohol. Okay, right. Recent nursing notes, chest infection. Okay, that's all right. Occasional cough and episodes of shortness of. You have mentioned all these things, isn't it? Sporadic throat
Yes, sir. This and all I
in the recent, okay,
included,
visits.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Recent everything. Only that
Still choking
weight
on a
gain.
piece of food. Food not chew. Why did you write down this one? You need to mention the reason as well. Possibly due to improper chewing. Okay, this one. So this is a recent one, right? Whenever you get the recent one, you have to explain it much more than the previous medical visits, or do you know what I mean, previous issues. So this is possibly due to improper chewing, so she's not able to chew that properly. Okay, she suddenly turned
Okay, sir.
blue, grabbed the throat with the both hands and coughed. But when you have written down, you said both hands turned blue, isn't it? But they didn't mention like both hands turned blue. It is she turned blue.
She
Has,
suddenly turned blue.
yeah, which means her skin color has become blue. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
It's not just the hands. They didn't mention anywhere else. Okay. And try not to use grabbed the throat. You can say something else. Maybe she I mean, she has held her throat using her hands. Okay, something like that. Okay, I mean, like something different. With different words. The piece of solid fluid was removed. Then, okay, good. Nursing assessment after treatment, pulse, everything is normal, isn't it?
Everything is
Good.
normal, sir.
So you can combine all these things, and then you can mention like there are no
All
remarkable vital signs.
parameters are
Yeah,
unremarkable.
unremarkable. That's good. Yes, or normal or unremarkable or within the normal range, something like that. So you did a good job. Okay. So a couple of case notes were not included. One this, okay, and then the other one is, where is that? Okay, this one, increased appetite, and then the weight gain. So it's like,
Weight gain I have written, sir. Weight gain written, sir. That increased appetite I did not write, sir.
Oh, you didn't write this one, okay.
Increased appetite. I did not
Increased appetite, okay, yeah, you should have done that. And then chronic constipation as well. That is also important. So I think 3 to 4 case notes are not included, because I'm pretty confident that they are gonna damage your scores anyway. So all right, let me go through this. So assessment is going to be, okay, some relevant case notes were not included. So you haven't included a couple of case notes, maybe 2 to 3, okay, which is not good. Grammar could have been far better. All right, and then please give some space between every 2 words. So whenever you have to write down 2 words, for example, continuous coughing sounds to be a single word only, so it's not good, right? Use of punctuation marks is another issue, right? So use of punctuation marks, punctuation marks needs to be improved a lot. Please watch my video on the use of punctuation marks, okay? And then use of prepositions, it's not to her age, but it is for her age, okay? Use of prepositions, abbreviations, not abbreviations, expansions. Use of prepositions, verbs, noun, and nouns should be improved, okay? Please expand all the abbreviations, including DOB. You must include DOB as well. You must expand DOB as well. Vocabulary could have been better. Vocabulary could have been improved with the use of more formal words and synonyms, okay? Okay, what else? Yeah, some sentences are incomplete. For example, unto monitor, it's like unmonitoring of something, okay? And then spelling mistakes, okay? A couple of spelling mistakes. Spelling mistakes should be avoided, all right? That's not good. So you have committed, okay, I can take this continuous coughing as a spelling mistake as well, okay? And then compliance, that's wrong, okay? It must be compliant.
Okay.
All right, apart from that, connectivity is okay. I'm happy with the way that you link the sentences. Connectivity is good. Layout and presentation of the letter is good as well. So you're able to organize the case notes properly, but you could have added a few things. Passive voice was used effectively, so I'm happy with that. There's no issue. Overall task fulfillment is good as well. How many words did you write? Do you remember? Are you able to count that out? But I think it's good. But if you could have included those case notes, the remaining ones I told you, there are a couple of relevant case notes, right? If you could have included them, then it would have been much better. Okay, your overall task fulfillment could have been much better. Okay. All right. Could have been better by including the missing case notes. Okay. All right, I told you just now. So if you could have included, then I think the number of words would be much better. Okay. To me,
okay, sir.
This sounds like okay, let me go through that and tell you the score. Okay, you have committed 13 mistakes, out of which, okay, DOB is not the, I mean, it's better to expand, but it's only one mistake. And to monitor, mistake number 2 is a major mistake. Okay, that is an issue. Mistake number 3 is a recommendation. I mean, it's a recommendation. Mistake number 4 is a major mistake. because that comes under the use of prepositions. And then mistake number 5 is also a major mistake. So it's like 2, 4, 5, and then 6. Okay, because you haven't placed the commas in 2 locations. Okay, it's not good. And then 7 is also a mistake. Okay, and 8 is a major mistake, and then 9 is a major mistake as well. It's like, yeah, you get at least 10 major mistakes when you go through that. So it's not that good. Okay, according to me, this looking at the the inclusion of the case notes, as you have missed a few things, all these things actually make your letter not able to reach 300 with this one. I mean, I'm fully convinced to give you only 280 because of those issues. If you could have added maybe those relevant case notes, and then if you could have rectified maybe a few mistakes from here, you could have been able to get 300 easily. Okay, are you happy with my assessment, Vanati?
Yes, sir. I'm happy with your assessments.
Good.